In 1958, the CIA conducted a series of experiments in an attempt to brainwash individuals into giving out classified information. The subjects were exposed to a trigger message, imperceptible to the conscious mind, which allowed them to directly enter into the subconscious. So the subject's morals, thought patterns, and even actions could be directly influenced without them noticing. In other words, brainwashing. How do they do this? They use a technique called subliminal messaging. Now this can work in forms of flashing text on screen or even hidden audio messages inside of audio files. In fact, it is so powerful, it is even banned in the United States. Which is why we decided to give it a try. For the last 30 days, Jacob and I tried to brainwash each other using hidden subliminal messages instead of audio files that we made ourselves. Here's how it went down.
Here are the rules for the experiment. Both Lewis and I make a subliminal file each, with some affirmations that the other person does not know about. We each listen to both subliminal files every single day for 30 days. We observe if we can notice any changes, and after 30 days we both try to guess what the other person's subliminals were about. First things first, we need some affirmations for subliminal files. I put the affirmations on screen here. As you can see, they're all about taking really deep breaths. Because I gotta fix my breathing. Either I literally don't breathe, or I take very small and shallow breaths, which is not good. Besides, taking deep breaths is a very specific thing, so this should be very measurable if I actually succeed in brainwashing him.
So for Jacob, I thought I'd just make some affirmations about martial arts, things that will get him really motivated to train more and to really get some passion for it like I've always have. Because we talk about martial arts and I know he's getting really into it, but could be more. You can see the affirmations on screen, it's about 12 affirmations and we'll see how it works.
So now it was time to make the subliminals themselves. What we did is that we took these affirmations and put them into an AI text-to-speech generator. We downloaded this audio file and put it into Audacity, which is an audio editor. Now we just simply had to add a masking noise, which is basically a noise like water or a song that you add on top of the affirmations so that you can't hear the affirmations themselves anymore. Now we just had to adjust the volume of the affirmations themselves to a volume where we could just about not understand them anymore. And there we had it, the perfect tool for brainwashing. And this is what it sounds like.
So it's been about a week now since we started this project and I listened for about an hour every single day. And usually I paired this with something like reading a book or journaling or doing my daily Spanish Duolingo lessons. Now this has had two main benefits. First of all, my conscious mind was always distracted with something, so I don't accidentally listen to one of the affirmations, even though they're at a very audible volume. The second benefit is simply that I just read more, I journal more, so these habits stacked on top of each other have a massive benefit. And I must say, I've been feeling absolutely great. I've had so much more energy, I've been happier with life, and I've been so much more motivated and driven to conquer this world. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is or if the affirmations are even the reason for this, but I like it. And people say that usually after 1 week, these effects start to form, so I'll just observe this behavior the next couple days and see what happens. I actually also noticed my own affirmations working on me, so the martial arts related ones. Now this could obviously be because I wrote them myself, so they're always on my mind, but either way the result is the same. And the other day, Jacob actually sent me this message right there. So maybe they're working on him as well.
Alright, it's now been 1 week since I started listening to the subliminals. And has anything changed yet? Sort of. The fact that I'm currently listening to the subliminals for an hour or two a day sort of reminds me to think of my breathing a bit more consciously, right? My breathing itself hasn't actively changed yet. It's more the fact that I currently always think about my subliminals that forces me to breathe properly. But there was another thing I noticed, which was that I wanted to beat everyone up. And don't get me wrong, I didn't want to get into any stupid fights or start any stupid fights. I wanted to beat someone up, but in a friendly way, which doesn't really make sense, right?
So the next few weeks, I didn't really notice too many changes. Obviously my entire self-improvement just skyrocketed, but I really couldn't pinpoint what exactly it was. Until at some point I accidentally heard one of the affirmations, which was something like, I take deep breaths when something. So that's been one of the main things that I've been really reminded of constantly. When I'm on the train, wherever I am, take deep breaths, calm down, be more mindful, and this has especially worked for me becoming confident and meditating a lot more. I'm still not sure about this simply because I have no idea what they're actually about, but this is probably the main thing that I'm thinking about right now.
The effects of what I felt went down a little bit in week 2 and 3. I did, however, notice some changes. This beating up people thing, it wasn't as prevalent anymore, but I constantly had this thought on my mind that I should reactivate my membership at the Muay Thai studio.
As for my own breathing affirmations, my breathing didn't really change. What I did, however, notice is that instead of taking conscious breaths about 3 times a day, this breathing was constantly on my mind. In fact, I would think about this probably about 30, 40 times a day, and therefore causing me to take deep breaths, which is, I guess, the same outcome. So what do you think the subliminals were that they gave you?
Yeah, I'm still unsure. But the thing is, I noticed improvements in all aspects of my self-improvement. So I'm considering something like mindfulness, maybe something related to breathing, because I felt like I became so much more calm, but also in a sort of confidence way, where it just improved every single part of my self-improvement. Now, was that correct?
It's interesting that you mentioned breathing, because it was actually all about breathing.
Yo, that's sick. Yeah, I noticed because I had no idea what they were about. Like, I really never thought like there was actually something changing. But actually lately, like on the bus, I had this feeling of, wait, I automatically default to nose breathing always, like really, really deep breaths. I literally had this like a couple days ago. Well, there you have it, guys. Nice. So my guy, what do you think they were and why?
As you might have noticed by the text that I sent you, especially in the first week of it, I was just so in the mood to beat someone up. Just like, I guess in martial arts or something, right? Because I never wanted to obviously get into a serious fight. It was more of I just want to fight. So I think that your subliminals had something to do with fighting, and I assume that they had something to do with martial arts, like being passionate about martial arts.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, literally exactly that.
So what is our conclusion for this? It is clear that both files had effects on the both of us. I can feel the effects from Lewis's martial arts affirmations, but I think they worked a bit better on him. On the Subliminals subreddit, everyone always keeps talking about act as if you already have the results. And this is basically exactly what Lewis was doing. He was listening to the subliminals whilst also going to martial arts themselves, which might be why they had an even larger effect on him. All of this is actually in line with the CIA report that we described in the beginning. Their conclusion was inconclusive, because they never managed to actually brainwash anyone into giving out classified information. They say that giving out classified information is a conscious act, right? You really do need to think about giving out this information. It's hard to convince someone to do this. But they also did notice some improvements, just like we did. Subliminals shouldn't replace putting in the work. They're not gonna make you magically learn a skill. If you try to learn something new, you might have to put in this much work, right? Because it takes so many repetitions to finally sink into your subconscious mind. By using subliminals, this conscious work probably reduces to this amount, because you already reprogrammed your subconscious mind to accept all of these things and get rid of those limiting beliefs. This basically makes it much easier to learn a new skill or to implement a new change. Subliminals are definitely something that Lewis and I will keep using in the future to boost our progress and self-improvement in anything that we want to learn. If you feel like you gain any value from this video, we would highly appreciate it if you could give us a like and maybe even subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Right here, you can see another video that you might be interested in. We'll see you there.